Alright, let's see. Are we live? Probably not. Go. Okay, so this is part 7. This is part 8 now. Here we go. Part 8. Save. Alright. We could just go on here and go. I just want to make sure that it's actually live. We could just go on here and go. Alright, we're gonna continue development now. This is part 8 now, or episode 8. So I want to start working on the scripting API. Now, this would require us to do some thread safe stuff. So thread, we should make some threads and so on to deal with this. So we need to include thread. It's fine. I don't know how you do a code execution in C++. Okay. So first of all, in our header file, we want to include thread, because we're going to launch this on a thread. But for the time being, I just want to test something. So in our main loop, we want to go, and when we go use threads, we want to have a function that we can call. That's going to void I mean, like, couldn't we use events or something for this? I'll figure this later out. For the time being, I actually got something else that we can take a look at this. So, I remembered that while we were working on this, I remembered something. We could go in and modify the data in our VBO using something like void modify buffer. And then go in and go into here, void modify buffer, and then go in. And now what we can do is that we can go and we can use this to edit the data. Here we go, advanced data. Alright, so this is the data that we want to copy over there. So we need to use something like this right here. So in this case, the size is the amount that we want to write to it. Was that the size of the buffer or what? Alright, this is what we want to do right here. GL buffer subdata. So from my understanding, we need some data, right? Data, which in this case should be the data should be the vertices data that we copy in. So we should time this, right, because this has to be a size I pointer. And this is the size, right? Yeah. Alright, so it's this that we want to do. This by there. It's what I want to use here. And this last one is what? The data that we want to pass through. In this case, this is what we want to pass. So the difference is that this one reallocates the buffer to be equal to vertices, and this one just modifies it. So the difference between overwrite and modify is that overwrite will reallocate the entire buffer, while this won't reallocate, so it'll just modify it. As for the 24, I do wonder what that's used for. So that is the amount of bytes they want to edit. They want to start editing the data from. There's something about it here, which in this case should be the bytes offset. So go since we're dealing with vectors, we need to get the offset of the vector. to also go the int offset, we can just go like offset times 4. It's the easiest. By doing it this way, we ensure that because like if we go like, let's say that we have 124 bytes, which is 4 times 4, that goes 16 times 6. And you'll notice how if we pass through 6 here, then we'll go 6 into it. Times 1, if we go, you'll notice how we get 4, and then we go 4 times 2, we'll get 8, and we can continue to do this. However, this will get the offset. The size of float, I guess we need to times it with the size of float actually. So the offset times size of float to get the offset that we want. So the user just has to put in the offset, while we can just do size of float times offset, which should give us the offset, because size of float should be 4 if I remember correctly. But yeah. Now this should stop modifying stuff inside of there. So we've specified what we want to modify, the await buffer, VBO. Then we've specified the offset. Yeah, it's measured in bytes, so in this case 4 bytes, it would be float. Yeah, so you have 4 bytes. And double would be 8 bytes. So, yeah, but still, it's not on every platform where it's 4 bytes. So, on some platforms it could be different, and so we prefer to want to times it with the size of float to get the correct value. So here we'll have, whatever, it will be times the offset, so yeah. So 4, in our case, it would be 4 times something. And that's all we really need to do. So this should allow us to change data instead of the vertices away. However, how that'll work is a good question, because I've never actually tried it out. Let's see, Line OpenGL has some more stuff on this. So as if we go copy this parameter, we should just be able to specify how much we want to offset it to. So if we wanted to, let's say, modify the position of the first one somewhere. So instead of it using that, we can go into the VBO and we can go VVO.modify buffer. Oh yeah, we also need to get the data that we want to overwrite. Oh wait, yeah, in this case we would need to go in and pass through the new data. So go. First, we want to set the ID. Actually, no, the vertices. The vertices equal to some new vertices array. So we want to create vector float with some new data, which we call v2. It's going to be equal to, and here we want to have our data. So in this case, what we want to do is modify into how far we want to go. So this is our float right now. Right. Here we have it. So let's see, we can modify the first one if I want to. But I want to pass through this. Alright, do I need to include it? This has to be equal to v2, and this has to be how far in do we want to modify it? It's just a question. Okay. Alright, so we can leave, I don't know, let's just start editing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, 10. The offset would be 10. And that's when we start to avoid stuff. So in this case, we only need to contain the new data, right? We could also have the data be passed through here, if we wanted to do that. Instead of setting the vertices, we could just pass through the data that we want to override. In the here, so we don't override the actual vertices, but in this case that might not be necessary. Because when we use override buffer, it doesn't really matter. We'll override the entire buffer anyways, but here we could do like vector but the problem is that will invalidate the current place where we store the vertices, so if we don't have a backup somewhere, it will all of a sudden be bad. Vertices back. Let's see. And then just pass through the vertices back. So this is the size of it, right? And this is the data. So this is the, if I remember correctly, this is the size of the data, which in this case would be vertices back. And this is our actual data that we want to write. This means that we won't need to modify the entire buffer. And it should be faster to just put in an offset. Technically unnecessary, but still we could also just overwrite the entire thing if we wanted to. So instead of specifying an offset, its offset is just 0, so it overwrites the entire thing. Technically that would make this over here work, and that wouldn't invalidate it. So yeah, that is always an option, of course. Also, we gotta remember to bind the buffer so it knows what buffer that we're overriding. This is unnecessary to do, since it should already know that we're dealing with the ID. Again, unnecessary to have this pointing to the ID, as that should be default already. So the movie go and fix that. So we could again just do no offset at all and just put in 0. In reality, that would technically work fine. Just put 0 here and then just go vertices. And then technically the code over here that we wrote before should be valid now, because we can just set the buffer equal to that, meaning all vertices will still be valid, and then we can just go, I don't know really what should we do to it this quickly. There's some information about screen coordinates here. So let's say that we wanted to make all of these like cover like more of the screen, so we go like, just increase all of these to like 6 or whatever. This can stay the same, it doesn't matter. Let's see how all this will work. Oh, I think it did become bigger, right? I mean, I have a video that we can use for comparison. No idea. So this is the original and this is the new one. Can we really quickly have like go down and have like a comparison? So this is actually pretty bad of a comparison. Does it look bigger? Maybe we can record it. I don't remember. Was it control print screen or shift print screen? Let me try shift. Okay, shift is it. Then just go stuff. All I need is the video footage, so we can watch it. No, not here. Then we can tell if there was a difference. So I click open folder. Which of these is it? This one? I think it's this one. That's a new one. Oh, come on, Windows. That's why you don't use Windows, guys. Anyways, I do think it is actually bigger, though. But one way to be 100% certain, though, is to go in, and we should, in theory, be able to write some code that allows us to make it bigger and smaller. So what we'll do is that we'll go through this list here. If GUI window dot, should we have we should probably implement something else into our I'm really gonna write down what we have done so far. The reason why we don't use override buffer is that GL buffer the data will reallocate the buffer. So it's faster, if you're not planning on increasing or decreasing the buffer size, it's actually faster to just to just go in and edit the buffer directly even if you overwrite the entire buffer, it's faster because you're not reallocating the entire thing in memory, so it's way faster. So yeah, but for the time being, let's go and write to documentation really quickly. Where do we have the VBO? We should do that for the EBO as well at some point. Void what is it called? Modify buffer. That's all it does, so we can leave it at that. If GUI window, then go. We would need to implement some more instead of the GUI class. We could just have a button that could do this really. That could switch between them. So let's see, GUI. We should make a button for this. Yeah, here we go. GUI. Let's go bool button. It should probably have a const char label. And I don't actually know how buttons in here works, so yeah. And I think we gotta return a button label. What else do we have? Oh, this size. We also have to make sure that we have a vector to position, no size. That's it. Afterwards we go call it there. So this returns a boolean though. Oh wait, that's what. No, this I forgot. Let's see. So now button should be valid. Dot button, and then go button dot scale up. This has to be the new vector, so vector 2 0.0 0.0 f. Actually, this case I'm gonna make it like 50 by, this is the y, we'll just make it 20. And if it succeeds, we'll just go and do nothing for now. I just want to test to see how the button looks. Yeah, it does nothing right now, but in the future it will. So let's see, object. If the button succeeds, we want it to do this. Right. I mean, in theory, we could implement something a bit. We want to do something like this video. There we go. Want to do something like this video. So, but what I want to do is make it a little, like, I don't know, 100 maybe. Oh, it works. It damn well works. Oh my god. So, yeah, our test is concluded. It worked. Modify buffer works. Alright, we could implement some sort of scaler where we have like a slider or something. Or like an input field where you can input the size, and all we have to really do is make sure that this stays below 1. But or else we can just, based on like a slider that goes from 0 to 100, determine its size, and then we'll just time all of these right here with well, in this case with 0 to 100. So yeah, but still it works, so that's quite nice. But yeah, so now we have done that. They can scale now. One other thing that I want to do, so we won't actually be using textures for now. What I want to do is, as another thing, now that we've implemented this, I want to do something a little different. We got the texture loaded, I don't really care about that, but I want to make sure that we can use its color now. Why is the texture still loaded? Oh, it's because it uses that by default. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. In this case, I think we'll need 2 separate shaders for this, but I'm not too sure about that. I mean, I don't know if it's possible right now. Alright, it should be possible to have 2. Because in that case, one of these could be used for textures while the other ones could be used for rendering color. Vertex shader, this would be the texture source. And then we can have this one. Color source. So go color source. Color source. Then we have the texture source. Right here. And the texture source can just look like that. We'll go in on learn OpenGL really quickly. Learn OpenGL, go to hello triangle, I think. No, hello shapes. Here we go. So what we want to do, if I'm not wrong, yeah, here we go. Something like this video. Alternatively, as I mentioned, we could always just modify it through the code right here. So that's an option too. And to do this, it's quite straightforward actually. We will give out a we'll have something like this video. Which we will have instead of this, and then we'll have a copy. And then we only have the color, so that's as simple as just leaving that like that. and then instead we can set equal to all color. So we take in all color, and then we go. We already have a uniform for that, but we're not going to use a uniform. What I instead want to use is this. And then I just want it to be equal to all color. Now this should be a vector 4, and then finally we just need this. Instead. And we're done now. That's all we need to do. So we got a color source now, we got our texture source, so now we can continue. So down here we'll use the color source now. So we don't need to render anything else. But in theory it would be possible to have multiple shader programs. But for the time being, what we need to do is that instead of passing through vertices, we'll pass through something else. What will actually make sure these states texture source, and then we will create a separate shader program with those. So we'll create this will be the tag. But I'll go down and we'll need to compile the other shaders too. So we'll use vertex shader. Afterwards, just go copy this. And then go. This will be more. Fragment shader. Fragment shader color source. Then we'll have wait, and so we'll have the equal to, and we'll pass through the vertex. And there we go, that's all I really need to do right now. Go to the shader program, go copy this. Shut up, Windows. Text. And this will be the and we can do this here as well. Done. Okay. So we can create a square again. This time we'll have some different vertices for it, so let me quickly go gravity, and the indices can stay the same, well, it just shouldn't matter that much. But I'll just go down and put like the vertices in here. Vertices and the indices. So the second thing that we can go in and do is that we have our vertices and indices. In this case, we'll go make some other ones here as well. This is for texture stuff right here. We should remember to do this. We actually got two kinds of. This should be a texture program. And should be a color shader program. And for rendering this, we just use shader program that use. And then we can go color shader program that use, and then we'll just go draw. I mean, technically we don't need two different shaders, right? Because with GLSL, no, you should have like, what, if statements? Do they have if statements? And technically, yeah, you do have if statements, so technically we can determine with a simple Boolean, so in theory we don't need two separate shaders. We can just use one to determine what we should need, what we'll need and what we want. So yeah. But there are some problems with this method. It's not good in general, so yeah. Also, we need to go and get this all color. But in theory, you should be able to do all color, and then go draw. Let's use, instead of a draw tool, we'll just call it draw, and then let's go draw, and we'll call this draw 2. So we want a VAO 2 is equal to VAO 2 is equal to VBO. which should just use the same as this right here. So I'll just go copy this, go put it down here. It's just texture stuff, square. Actually, we need this to be above here. No, this fine. Yeah, this fine. And then we can just have color square. So this will be 2, and in fact we can use the same indices because it's going to be the same, just different locations. So texture chords, we don't actually need these anymore. We need color chord. We need color instead. So this is now going to be I don't know, color 0.5 f 4 f 1.0 f go color. Then we can go in and go 0.5 f there we go. That should be the color, and now we need the vertices 2. We need the VVO, which should be vertices 2, and then go EPO 2 is equal to, just pass for indices, and then we can use draw 2 is equal to draw. Actually, it should be a draw. We're taking the VO2, VO2, and DVO2. And what else do we see? It needs it's a class. Yes, and it needs oh, it's missing GL triangles. The mode that it should draw them. Done. We also need to do these ones, which should be a bit different because we're dealing with something else for the VVO. So the total amount is now 7. Got 2 more now, and the offset is still 3. The amount it should read is 4, and that's it. Now we can leave this as being the same collection amount. Then we can have draw 2 dot draw elements 6. So unable to get the uniform location or color. Why are you not able to get all color exactly? All color. Oh yeah, that's because it doesn't exist. That's why I'm stupid. Anyways, we need to actually change the offset of these to be a bit different. So we want to render that in the corner of the screen. So let's see, corner. Learn OpenGL. This is shader, so not here. Can we go up to shaders? I know we got to shaders, but we'll triangle. I need to go back here to see. So if we render the second one in the corner, there'll be minus 1, 1, minus 1.0, 1.0, and down here it will be so if we need it to be in the corner, then the second one would be 0.1, so that'd be 0, 1, so 0, go. And this one will in this case just be 0, 0. And this one will be minus 1 and 0. There we go. That should render in the corner. And there you go. As you can see, what we have done is that we have used two different shaders. So instead of using the same shader, we've used two different shaders to both render one with color and one with an image. So we got a shader used for rendering objects with colors, and a shader used for rendering textures. It's very straightforward, but yeah, I get that we can't set the color, so we really should go back and remove that. But essentially, if we wanted to, let's say, modify the object's texture coordinates, we can do that. Or if we, let's say, wanted to change if GUI window dot button, and we add in like a I guess we could do a color edit free and then just modify it to color edit free, and then go call it like actually we already have call it like in this case with the object color. Now we have to do something a bit different because we'll need to go in and after this we'll go we'll need to modify the entire buffer, so we'll need the version 2, but where we have the color objects available. In this case, technically, we could make them different colors, but let's just go copy this, as we're going to modify the entire buffer, so we might as well just go copy this. It's not the fastest, but it'll work. So instead, we want to have like a v3, let's just call it v3, and we'll want to, and this should be replaced with something. I don't know what makes the most sense, but object color dot red. They're all floats, so it doesn't really matter how I do it. Object color dot green. Dot RGB, and then object color dot alpha, and we can just duplicate this really. It's quite a straightforward process. What? Undo. I'm going to copy this. So in theory, now when we use let's see, now when we use object color dot, I don't know. In fact, this is even less necessary. We could just go object color directly actually instead. So go copy this. You go object color 0. 1. And then just go remove this so we don't need all of this extra code. This is the viewport color. Where do we have the object color right there? Yeah, we don't need that. Oh wait, we do need the object color, but we can just set it equal to I don't know, whatever the at 0.0 1. Yeah, this right here. Well, we can set it equal to, and it should be fine. VBO.modify buffer. We'll actually go and duplicate this video. Then go like that. Object color. Oh no. I will just leave it at 1.0. You know, it'll be fine. It shouldn't really matter that much. Dot modify buffer, and we can just set the VBO dot vertices equal to v3. And go there. Doing it this way should allow us to modify the object color. Okay, it's not working, but you know what? It was a cool attempt. I don't know why, but this is the reference that we're passing. It's the actual value. So what is going wrong here? It's a good question. We have static floats, so it's not that. And I mean, we should be able to modify the colors through this way. Also, wouldn't make sense to use something like this. Oh, we're modifying VBO1. That's one to modify the second one. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. It's working now. It's being modified, as you can see. So, yeah, an object scale still works. Cool. I do wonder though, could we implement, instead of a button, could we have like a slider or something? I don't know, I think, doesn't MGI have a slider or something that we can use for that? Because it certainly should have. Bool, GUI, window, slider. It doesn't take any parameters because I don't know what parameters MGI would want from me. Slider float. I assume this is like oh, that's the amount of them that it should have. It should just have one. Slider 1. It should be slider int 1. So slider we don't want float, we just want it. So this should determine how high the number should be. So slider int go, and for this we want a what? label a what 3 int value int value and then int max value, and then I assume a size, right? No. And I guess there's also the option of passing in a const format if you want to, which is equal to bwet. Yeah, by default. So we can have like a const label, label value min value max value and the format. Wait, why is this not valid? Oh, it's just an integer, that's fine. Okay. And then we'll go make sure it's a valid slide int 1. That slide int is value is valid. Let me go copy all of these right here. So now it should be valid, right? Yeah. Alright, good. I will go and go. What do we have? The please we deal with UI stuff. Here we go. Oh, we forgot to add public bool. Why is color edit an integer? It's not, it's a bool. It should return bool. I forgot to update this right here. Color int now just requires a const label. A label and a default color value as well. Yeah. It returns true if and it returns false. And public bool button const label and then the size of the button. So this would be a vector2, and I'm assuming this would be like a size, right? Yeah, size. And then for parameters, why are these here? Oh yeah, that's why we use parameters is to be and for the parameters we will go alright, so we have this that the next one is a on the button. vector to size. Then afterwards I can just copy this. There's nothing really interesting here. And then finally we go on to our public pool. And this gives us a called color edit free now. I think it is. It's color edit free. Color edit free public pool. Then go. Public bool, let's see, it's called Twilight. I'll just copy this, it's easier. It's a button window. There we got the const child label. There's nothing really interesting on the button widget. You put next to the widget. Go up here now. Go. That. The value. And value. We'll just call it the slider. Next to the color edit widget, adds a color edit. There we go. Next to widget, and then we got that one. Max value. Finally, we got the construct format is equal to. Let's see something. We could go here. Okay. For this, I'm just gonna leave it that way now. Static one. Actually, yeah, you don't need to specify default values here. I think there's more stuff that we need to change. Anyways, yeah. Still. Of these slider. And we're done. Final. GUI window has changed. There's no more a bool static run anymore. That's gone. As you can see when we go over to GUI window has the size and so on. So yeah. Alright, so that's the slider stuff now. Wow. Let's go create a slider in for the object skill instead. Delete this, go dot slider int. Let's see, want to go between. Should we add a slider float for this as well? Because in reality we want to go between -1 and 1. I mean, yeah, let's go add a float as well. Bool GUI window dash slider plus actually we can just duplicate this way pretty much. And then change this to be float. All of this to be floats. That's all I need to do. Let's go copy this. And then let's go back to here. Let's go create a bool slider float. Float is equal to D. There we go. And that should be it. There we go. Yeah, okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to return the GUI dash. Not dash, just a slider float label value max value format. That's it. Over here we can literally just duplicate this pretty much. Oh yeah, we've got the returns part, but it's practically the same thing anyways. Go copy this entire thing. Slider float. And then here we just have a bunch of floats. Good, and we're done now. That's it now. So let's just go add a slider float. And let's see the label object scale current default value should just be 0.6. Minimum minus 1f, maximum 1f, and then afterwards the format can just be left alone. But 0.6f is valid, right? Can we cast it? There we go. Oh yeah. I see. We need a variable, a static variable to store this. So, I know that's right. Static float pointer. Call it the object scale, and have it be equal to 0.6. What? How is it that we did this last time? I mean, can't we just do this then and just pass for an object scale? No, see, it's not a float. Float pointers. Jesus Christ. You put it like right here, and yet when we do this, I mean, can't we pass it through as a pointer or something? No? Can we make a like a static float object pointer that's equal to object scale? No, because it can't be equal to that. Come on, can't be that. Oh, that's right, I remember now. Then we have to set it equal to yeah, there we go, that's valid. Then we can just pass for an object. I mean, we could also just pass for object scales, like a reference, I guess. That would be valid too. So now, it should come back as saying 0.6, right? What? What? It's meant to go between -1 and 1. And it can't do that. What? I mean, by default it's equal to 0.5, so we can... I guess the default value is just broken. And then it resets to 0. Let's quickly go, here it should be equal to an object scale. Object scale. So in reality, can't we just, for the minus ones, can we just go like object scale minus object scale minus object scale? I feel like that's something that you can do. Because if we go like, let's say that we're going to a calculator and we go, let's say we have 5. 5 minus 5 is 5, and then you go minus 5, and you get minus 5. So we can't just go object scale minus object scale minus object scale. So object scale minus object scale minus object scale. It is such a bad way of doing it, but I mean, it works, so. Yeah, I don't know a faster way to do this, but you know what? Seems to be the way to do it. I hate this. So, yeah, this is it, guys. There's literally nothing else to see here except for that. This is just so fucking funny. Why? Oh well. Really bad way of doing it. Isn't there a better way of inverting a number? No. There has to be a function for it or something. A is equal to minus A. So apparently you can just use object scale. Oh, wait. Calculate it. You can just do if we have 5 times minus 5, give it minus 25. Oh yeah, it's 5 times minus 1 gives us minus 5. So we could just go and times this with a minus 1. Well, times minus 1. That is certainly a much better solution. They're much more readable now. And that's it. That's all we need to do. In theory, if we could get this to work, we could have a solution. What? There's one idea. Yeah, I already have this. Except it's here, but I guess we maybe want to put it somewhere else than here. For us, this right here works just fine, but we don't actually want this here anymore. We just want this no, we don't want it. So in reality, this will just set it to 0.5 every time we need to make it static. There we need to pass a reference to it. Well, I guess we could try this out, see what we got. Oh my god. I mean, we're modifying the first VBO, and we're just times it with 1. Wait, why are we timing it with 1 if we're setting it between -1? That's unnecessary to do. Don't need to do that. Oh yeah, but in this case we're setting it between 0 and -1. So, some of them will need to be positive and some of them will need to be negative. We could just set it between 0 because the thing is, once we go with like negative numbers, we will end up with a positive number when we do this. And these ones will stay negative, so we're essentially just flipping the entire thing. I mean, we have to find a way to avoid that from happening. Yeah, this sucks. Okay, maybe. Because the thing is, if we have like what, -5 here, 0.5, this would be -0.5f. So -0.5f, this would be 0.5f. Be 0.5f. This was yeah, so be what, -0.f, and this would be 0.5f. If we're gonna run this, as you can see, everything works, even if we, oh no, what have I done? Oh, I changed the, that's why. Let's try this again. Yeah, okay, now only half of it is bugged. I assume there's one of these that wasn't accurately changed. So, in this case, if we're having it in the center, we should just be able to go back here and go close this, go textures, scroll down to where we have the square. Let's see. What's the source code? There we go. Here we go. Where's the here we go. 0.5f, 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 -0.5f, -0.5f, -0.5f. That's fine. Good, we found it. And now changing this should do nothing. Why it's displaying 0 constantly is a good question. Object scale is what it should be equal to. Yeah. So we already set this right here. I guess we could try something else. We could try to set it between 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Let's see if this works. Still broken. Let me go back and check the code. We passed through min, max, plus it requires the value min, the value max, and that's it. Slider float is the same thing. The minimum value, the maximum value, that's it. Oh, it said equal to some other value that I don't know. Oh, that's why. I think it was x dot 3f, right? Or f3, I think. Cubic. Yeah, 3f. Instead of the other one. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Now it seems to be quick. That was why I was broken this entire time. Holy shit. But anyways, now on to actually modifying the objects. This is a good question. So we'll need to, since it's going between -1. Oh, we can just make it between 0 and 1, to be honest with you, it shouldn't matter. Then in that case, because it's going between 0 and 1, we can use this to determine how much we should reduce or increase it by. So these ones should just be object scale, I think. Object scale. Object scale. These ones should be object scale times -1. So object scale times -1. And what we could duplicate them the other place, they won't need them. Object scale and object scale. And there we go. We can now resize it as much as we want to. Isn't that just so cool? Like, look at this. That is amazing. Now we have a value that goes between 0 and 1 and it works perfectly. Sure, this looks terrible, but I mean, it works. Let's do some stuff here to get this up and looking somewhat decent there again. There we go. Alright, I mean, holy shit, we did it. That's amazing, you know. And we could modify the texture chords too if we wanted to. Yeah. And this one has object scale. And this will handle the, don't we have the, yeah, here we go. I think we should probably do this part here. We'll put it afterwards, so this should be the viewport color. Done. Wow, that took a good, how long? 1.5 hours. I mean, it's nice to know that I didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah. Let's see. As for rendering objects with 2 colors, I'm confident that we can just change the vertices vector to fix that, so that shouldn't be a problem. But just to test, what we can do is that we can go in and we can create another color square. Go call it draw free. Just call all of these free. Wait a minute, this should be VBO2. Okay, I don't know why it was still working. Good question on how that was still working, but you know, it is not important. It still worked. That's all that really matters. VO3, yeah. VO3, 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 VO3. There we go. Now, what I want to do is go grab the vertices that we have here. Go make a third version of it. And essentially all I want to do is change the color. Now, in this case it would be cool if we could decide what object we wanted to change at some point. So maybe add, like, I don't know, a input or something that allows us to choose what object that we're editing. So yeah. Object color 0.4f becomes 0.6. Let's do 0.6 to 0.8. Just duplicate this video. Wow. And actually you can't see it because I haven't changed its position. Let's position it in the other corner. So let's go, to do that we just reverse these, if I remember. So this becomes minus as well. And this becomes positive now. Nothing. It's because I did not pass through vertices here. We made it. One. No. That's probably because I have to go up and check something really quickly up at the top. So hello triangle. Here we go. Go back up here. Go here to here. So in this case, it would be what, like. So the positions for this should be what, we got one here. Okay, so the square one should start at 0, 0. So we actually have 0.0. Then afterwards we're going to go over here, which is just 1, 0. So, and then just 0.0. Then afterwards we go down here, which is 0. No, this is 1 minus 1, so we go 1 minus 1. And then finally we have 0 minus 1. Minus 1. So let's see, we have 0, 0, we have 1, 0, 0. Then afterwards we go down here and it's 1 minus 1, and then we have 0 minus 1 over here. Okay, that's all of the ones that we will need. And nothing is being rendered like usual. That's quite unfortunate. I mean, I did something wrong here, I just can't tell what it is. Maybe it's the indices. I mean, we could just render each separately here. Oh, it's because it's two different triangles we're dealing with. I forgot that we're rendering two triangles, so in this case it would be rendering from here, 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 and here. But they would be rendered as two different triangles. Meaning we would need to make sure that so this one up here, right? We start with -1, which is up here. -1, 1. And the opposite would be for here, so the opposite would be this one. So the opposite would be this, and this would obviously be 0.0 and 0.0. Then afterwards we go on to this one, which in this case has been made to the opposite because we're drawing this way. So we go from here up to here. Right, we started this, then we end up. We've just inverted the things a little. Nope, no luck. It's not being drawn anywhere. Oh wait, that's because we forgot to draw it. I'm an idiot. It's because we forgot to draw it. Draw free dot draw elements. I was like so confused for a second. I was like, what am I doing wrong? There we go. As you can see, two separate colors, and I can change both. Oh, I can only change one of them. And I can change the size, viewport color. I mean, things are really starting to come together now, aren't they? Wow. I don't care that you can't find all color. Let's just comment out this. So, that is it for now, I think. I mean, we did do the thing that we wanted to do, so we don't have anything left to do for now. Meaning, we're essentially done right now. I don't think that caused us any issues. Let's remove that as well. Yeah, I think this is it for now, so, yeah. That looks pretty cool. I managed to get all of that done. Oh, look, there you go. This is just the beginning part of things. There, this should be our second square. And this should be a first square. In this case, this would be a second square. Second square, and that's a third square. So yeah, that is all I really have right now. As you can see, there isn't really actually. In this case, this would be part of first square. The indices is not part of any squares. This is for textures. This is like what? Creating and loading texture. This is deleting the shaders for texture shader, and this is for color shaders. And here we just have some initial stuff. That's all we initialize. And GUI. So we initialize GLFW, glad, and GUI here. Shut up, I don't need that. So this is that. We create the window. Actually, this just initializes GLFW, initialize GLFW. Then we create the window. And afterwards, we have this, then we initialize glad, and we initialize GLFW down here, and then glad, then we create the viewport, and then we initialize and GUI. And I think that's it for now, really. We create the viewport here. And I think that's it for now, right? So yeah, there isn't too much to go over right now. I mean, we got everything down now. We got the first 3 squares, but we really should have a way to speed up this process because it's quite slow. Maybe a function that can handle that or something in the future, but we'll see. So here we have for the textures, object color. We don't need this code. Changing viewport color. And then we have some texture stuff here. texture unit. And that's it. I think that goes over what we have done so far. Then there's MGI here. There's the viewport color, object scale, and that's it. Then we just got buffer, swaps, window buffer, and I think that's it really. Then we just have, I guess we'll just have also GLFW elements. Call it a day. There we go. And then we've of course got a MGR and GLFW terminate, and that's it. That should be it really. I don't think we got anything else right here we need to do now, so yeah. There's the option that we should probably do as well. If I go on our code, I go down here, we might want to consider deleting them as well before we terminate. So what we can use is that we probably want to use some sort of way to delete them. What do we need? DVO, VBO, and EBO. So go into our header file, go, where do we have the VBO? It's part of the buffer object, so we can just go void delete. Void destroy them. We'll just use destroy. And then in the VO we'll have our void destroy as well. And that should do that. So what we'll do is that we'll go in to our CPP file, we'll go, we will quickly add some notes about it here. Well, it would be higher, but no. Whatever. VO, here we go. Void destroy. And then here we go. Destroy. That's it. Actually, what? These are all voids. Why doesn't it say void? These do say void over here, just not fixed. C++, let's get down to the buffer object, let's go void buffer object destroy, and what we'll call is the local gl main.cvv delete buffers. Gl delete buffers. We'll put in the buffer object type and we'll put in the ID as well. A reference to the ID. There we go. And here we'll do the same thing. Void zero dash dash destroy. We'll go gl delete vertex arrays and we'll pass in the ID. In this case, we need to pass through a referendum. What? Delete vertex arrays. What do we need to use for that? Give me a second. Delete oh, we need to pass through one. That's what I forgot. We need to pass through one before we do anything else. So yes, we need to pass through one. Why one though? One. And here we just need to pass through one. So, yeah, I know they're not valid. That's why I'm fixing it right now. But now we essentially can just delete them if we want to. Alright, so I'm gonna go get commit can also objects. And what else do we do? GI updated docs. I don't think we did anything else, did we? No, I would not say we did anything major really here. We had all of that. So I think mainly that was what we did, right? We just expanded upon what we had before. So yeah, ultimately there's a lot of changes here, but I moved a ton of stuff around. Anyways, so most stuff has changed in some way. So I guess we can now just go. Go vo.destroy vo2.destroy vo3.destroy, and then we go vvo.destroy vo2.destroy vbo3. I do wonder, why do we use 3 different EBOs? We can just use one. Like, that's generally a good question. Oh, they use the same exact EBO. We might as well just use the same EBO as all of the other ones. For the browse and go EBO, and EBO. Then we don't need as many EBOs. Because this was quickly becoming a mess. We should fix that next time. It should still work though, because they work fine with just one EBO. No problem. So yeah, there's no reason to have multiple EBOs. Let's unload the EBO. Destroy. There we go. That's all we need to do, really. So, yeah. And I think that's it. That's everything that we did today. In this, like, 2-hour stream. So, let me add changes, let me commit them. Push the changes. Close. Let's see, what's the, textures? Wow. I really should find a way for a draw class to be able to draw multiple objects. I mean, you could just load all of the objects into one VBO. Okay, I'm back again. Somebody just walked into my room. Alright, so the next thing that so yeah, we got down to where we had to make a second texture. Texture units. We went past that part. Yeah, this is the next part. This is the final part of the tutorial, or that chapter. After that, I think what we need to do is we need to start working on what exactly? Oh yeah, transformations. I'm not excited for that. I feel like it's going to become really hard. In coordinate systems, we go into 3D, I believe. So yeah, I looked at these two, and they look quite complicated. So I'm not excited for it. Texture just wasn't that bad. We spent forever on it, but hey, it wasn't that bad. So next time, I think we'll finish this texture chapter, and then after that, we'll be done with. We'll start working on the transformations and coordinate systems. So, yeah. Yeah. I think I'll see you guys next time. Because I can quickly check the GitHub page and see if it's been updated. That's 10 commits. Wow. So, yeah. It was 2 hours. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.